What's going on, guys? Let's talk about some stuff. No gimmicks, no jokes, no nothing. Let's just get straight down to business. Let's talk about the toxicity in comics, anime, manga, fiction, anything. I sound like this because I'm sick, but I still wanted to record this video for you guys. But comics, there is a lot of toxicity in the fan bases. There is a lot of toxicity just in the community as a whole. I love comics. I read comics a lot. I did a poll the other day and I was talking about, I asked y'all, I said, which fandom is the worst, anime or comics? And it was a lot of good mixed reviews or whatever. Some people was like, they both. Some people was like, anime is worse. Some people was like, comics is worse. Well, let's just talk about it all. And I'm going to start with comics. Comics is great. Comics are amazing. I love comics. I read comics a lot. I read comics a lot, bro. All forms of comics. Whatever you can name, I read it. I love comics, bro. I read comics a lot. But when it comes to comics, there are a lot of people that are of the mindset that if you don't read the comics or not up to date with comics, then you are not a real fan. That is objectively false. You don't have to read all the comics to, be in the know, or read all the comics to have an opinion on something. But at the same breath, if you have never read this stuff or know anything about this stuff, you cannot then come tell people who do read this stuff and make this stuff is their whole life or whatever, or something that they love. You cannot then come and tell them that they are wrong just because you want to be right or you like a certain character. That's when you can't do stuff like that. But you do not have to read the comics to be a true fan. That's not true. Yes, there's a lot of toxicity in the comic fandom, because comic readers tend to have this very, very high level of they think that they're better than the person who only watches the movies. Like for Marvel, if they only watch the MCU, or DC, they only watch the DCU or the DCEU or any of the older movies, or even the Invincible comics, if they only watch the show. A lot of people who read the comics look down on the other people who have never read the comic material and think that they are better. You're not better than them just because you know the lore. Now, where we divide at, those people who only watch the shows and stuff and only have knowledge from that, you do not just, you don't have the ability or the freaking right to come and tell people who read the comics and stuff that they are wrong, they don't know what they're talking about, be condescending, have bad attitudes, and just talk crap to them because your limited knowledge only comes from the movies. But you have never read the lore or have the actual lore to this stuff. You don't get to do that. That's wrong. Just how they don't get to talk about you or clown you just because you haven't read the stuff. And to be frank with you, I used to do that all the time. Like when I first started this type of content, I used to do that all the time. I used to tell people, man, you ain't no real fan, blah, blah. No, that's wrong, bro. You don't do that. I was wrong for that. I have had some level of toxicity in my videos or in my comments sometimes, when going back and forth with people. And that's not the right way to be. That's not the right thing to do. Even so much so, I have people that have misconstrued things. People tell lies about me. People say that I do things that I don't do. Like somebody told me that I block everybody that knows their stuff. No, I block people when they have been disrespectful to me. I block people when they are being extremely rude to me. I block people when you are telling misinformation, and then when I correct you on it, you decide to want to belittle me and talk crap to me and be condescending and be disrespectful. That's when I block you. I don't like the spread of misinformation. I don't like garbage. I don't like lies. I don't like people pulling the wool over other people's eyes just because they want their narrative to fit something. I don't like that. So I don't do that. So I don't tolerate it. If I've ever been wrong about something, I have no problem admitting that I was wrong. Never have a problem doing that because I'm a human just like you. I forget things just like you do. You forget things just like I do. We are no better than each other. So the toxicity that has existed in my comment section before, I got rid of those people. I don't want this to come off as a, oh bro, you over here talking about everybody else, but you don't talk about yourself. I'm talking about myself too. There was a level of toxicity that I used to carry. I don't carry that anymore. Only time I get wrong with people is when they get extremely rude or disrespectful to me. And then I say my piece and then I block. I have had to do that to a lot of people. But yes, the fandom of these characters, sometimes these characters have stands, and that's the majority of the time who you're arguing with. You're arguing with stands, people who don't actually care about the material or the context behind it. They just like their character, so they're gonna say anything they want to say so that their character wins. That's all they care about. They don't care about nuance. They don't care about storytelling. They don't care about plot. They don't care about world building. They don't care about none of that. They don't care about anything that shows context of the character. They only care about what their favorite character did or didn't do, regardless of the help that they had. So a lot of the times that's where the toxicity comes from. I get into it with Batman lovers all the time. Y'all know I don't like Batman, but it's not really just Batman. I don't care for the stands. The fans are ridiculous. They are utterly annoying, and I just don't like talking to them sometimes because no matter what you say to them, they're going to tell you that you are wrong. I mean, bro. I pull out the guide, the whole updated Batman guide. I read from it. I know everything I know about Batman because I got it, okay? I read his comics, man. You said it right there. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Some of you probably don't even know what this is or where this comes from because you just like Batman and that's it. And that's okay. You're not wrong for liking Batman. You're not wrong for loving Batman. But you don't get to tell me when I have the actual factual material that I'm wrong just because you don't like what I'm saying. Toxicity comes in that when it comes to Superman, or when it comes to any character. Anybody that has a stand, is gonna be toxicity when you're dealing with childish people. People who you can't have a conversation with. So yes, there is toxicity in the comic base. Mainly because you have people that think they are better than other people because they only watch the movies or the TV shows. And you have people that think that they are better than other people because they read all the comics and they know all the lore. You're not better than them. I'm not better than you. Just because I read this stuff doesn't mean I'm better than you. Just because I live for this stuff and I just watch it all the time and I consume it a lot does not mean that I am better than you. I am not better than anybody, and I wish most people would stop sitting there acting like it just because they pick the comic books up. They are better than other people who don't and get all their information basically from freaking movies or TV shows or whatever. But also addressing that little point, I am not better than you if you get all your information from YouTubers that do the power scaling, all that type of stuff. If you get all your information from them, then have at it. You ain't wrong for doing it. But when I read the facts, don't come and tell me that I'm wrong even though you're leaving nuance out or you're leaving context out just to back up your freaking narrative. That's where we have a disconnect. Don't do that. I'm giving it to you straight from the book itself. I'm not leaving any context out. That's why a lot of people don't like me, because I will not lie for them. I won't tell them stories. I won't give them garbage so that they can go and spew it to people. I'm not going to do that. So let's get to anime, manga. Anime and manga is the same way. You have stands of this, you got stands of that, you got characters that are extremely powerful, you got characters that are not so powerful. You have characters that will lose to comic book characters, you have comic book characters that will lose to anime characters. Yes, the main thing comes with Goku and Dragon Ball. I love Dragon Ball. I think Dragon Ball is the greatest anime of all time. It is my favorite anime of all time. I love it. There's nothing. Dragon Ball can do no wrong in my eyes. But I will not sit there and lie for them. I will not just make stuff up just because I want to, just because I love them. I'm not gonna do that, man. That's disingenuous. That's wrong to the people who watch my content, who consume my content. I would look like a straight fool if I'm sitting up here and I'm telling y'all bull job. If I'm not telling you the actual factual, then you shouldn't watch me. If I'm wrong about something, I will gladly talk to you if we having a respectful conversation and we're going back and forth. I will gladly talk to you about it. And if I'm wrong, I will concede. There has been many people that have taught me something that I did not know. And I love anime. But sometimes I don't know everything. I'm not going to know everything from everywhere. I haven't watched every single show. I haven't read every manga, but I've read a lot of them. And I talk about the stuff that I have that I know. You know what I'm saying? And if I don't know it, I'm going to do my darndest to go do my research and figure it out just so we can have a productive conversation. But majority of the time, what comes out of these conversations is nothing but chaos, hate, derogatory name calling, freaking disrespect, rudeness. It's never anything productive. There's only a few people that I actually enjoy talking to. It's only a few. Because some of them, man, they get up there and just blatantly lie. They put stuff in the comment section that's not true. Call me an idiot. Call me all types of stuff. And I ain't tripping about the name calling. That comes with the territory. I'm a big man. I'm a big boy. I can take it. I'm a grown man. But I also came to the conclusion that I'm dealing with a bunch of children at times. Sometimes there are children and they're so mad and they're up in arms that they're willing to rage bait and try to, you know, say little stuff that's going to get me out of my character, or try to get me out of my character, or try to rage bait. That is what rage baiting is in a sense. It's just trying to make somebody mad and rage the crap out. So yes, there is toxicity in comics, there is toxicity in manga, there is toxicity in light novels, there is toxicity in anime. There is toxicity in every piece of fiction, because somewhere some person has an extreme amount of love for what they are reading, consuming, watching, digesting, taking in, whatever. There is somebody somewhere that has an extreme amount of love for that. So they are going to defend it with their absolute chest, with their heart, with everything that they can muster. They're going to call you every name in the book. They're going to talk about your family. They're going to call you slow. They're going to talk about you like you are just the dumbest person in the world, even though we're arguing about fictional things. I am talking to the people that deal with nonsense on a daily. I deal with nonsense on a daily. I make debatable content. Debating, in an essence, is a beautiful thing to watch. But it is also a detriment sometimes, because the people you debate with are not the best people. They are in basically what this video is about, toxic. It is just toxicity that flows through their veins. They want to be rude. They want to be mean. They want to be evil. They want to be nasty. They want to call you every name in the book. They want to call you every name but a child of God. They want to call you everything but your name, just because they love a character or something like that. Guys, that's just what you're going to deal with. You know, and I'm resigned to that fact. I'm not tripping on it. I don't really try to give flame or give fuel to a fire that they're trying to get started by calling me out of my name, or calling me stupid or whatever, or calling me dumb, or challenging my knowledge. If you challenge my knowledge and you prove me wrong, I will gladly say that I'm wrong. The fact is, there have been a lot of people that has not been able to do that. And you know what they do? They just believe that they are right. And they have people who think like them and believe that they are right. So they're going to tell me that I'm wrong, even though I'm 100% right. All you got to do is pick the comic up, pick the freaking guide up, or whatever you want to do. Pick up any comic. If you're talking about Marvel, if you're talking about DC, you're talking about Power Rangers, more Power Rangers, you talking about Marvel, X-Men, whatever you are talking about. If you want to know something for yourself, pick the content up and go read it, man. I'm telling you, go read it. And if you don't have the physical copies, because I don't have the physical copy of everything, I take my butt online and I read it. I do my research about it. But I just wanted to talk to y'all a little bit, man. Toxicity in the comic, manga, anime, light novel, in the fictional community is a real thing, and you got to be a strong person to not let it affect you. I'm just being open and honest. Don't let people being toxic get you out of your body. Don't let toxicity flow through your veins. Don't stoop to their level. I apologize if I have ever been rude or toxic to somebody else who has been trying to talk to me, but I was so wound up that I completely disregarded what they said. If I have ever done that, I apologize. I really do. But it's been 5 for Smart, man. I hope you guys have a good rest of y'all day. I love y'all. Thank y'all so much for 16,000 subscribers. I cannot believe how fast we are growing, bro. I love y'all. Peace.